Wake up, Hugh, it's time to go. Grab the leash, we're hitting the road. Got my paws ready to roam. This world ain't gonna explore alone. I sniff the air, I chase the breeze. Every trail's a mystery. Cooper's adventures follow me. Caves and woods and history. Ghost towns, whispers, secrets low. Together we're the stars of the show. Abandoned barns with creaky doors, haunted halls and mossy floors, fishing poles and a camping fire, a life of freedom I inspire. I wag my tail, I lead the way, every step a brand new day. Cooper's adventures follow me, caves and woods and history, ghost towns, whispers, secrets low. Together we're the stars of the show.
Out on the salt plain, wide and white, Wendover wakes in the morning light. Army, Air Forces carve this ground. Big bomb dreams where the dust blows round. They came in boots and khaki green, built those fields where the runway gleamed. From desert heat to bomber might, to fly through the firelight. Hear that roll call, hear that call. Tall hanger standing by the wall. Hot metal fuel and a secret plan. A new kind of war for the longest man. Wendover run, Wendover run, under that hard Nevada sun. Wendover run, Wendover run. The biggest birds were tested here, son, over the plain. Wendover run. B-29s lined up side by side, wheels on the flats, wings open wide, cruising leather with a steady stare, checking every gauge with care. Then came the name that history keeps, Enola gate through the desert's lead. Not snow but salt in the blinding light, learning to live with all their might. Maps in hand and engines loud, men who moved like a single crowd. From Wendover steel to the far-off sky, a long hard road to the reasons why. Wendover run, Wendover run, under that hard Nevada sun. Wendover run, Wendover run. The biggest birds were tested here, son, over the plain. Wendover run. Now the wind moves through the gate, past the past and the heavy weight. Old base bones in the open land, history left by a working hand. Hear that echo in the empty shed, names and dates in the story said. Wendover holds what the desert saw, a mile of courage, a mile of law. Wendover run, Wendover run, under that hard Nevada sun. Wendover run, Wendover run.
Welcome back to the channel, friends. Today we're out here at Wendover Air Force Base, a decommissioned military Air Force base out here in Utah, rumored to have a nuclear background. So in a way, we're kind of sticking with a nuclear past here, but this one's primarily for my dad, who's heavy into military and wanted to see some more military content. Here in a little bit, we're going to go inside the museum. We're still on the fence whether we're going to take a guided tour or not, which will get us into the plane you see behind us and the hangars that you see behind the plane. So, what do you say we get this adventure started? And there's our buddy Steven.
Dude, this is cool. This airfield was used in the filming of Con Air, starring Nicolas Cage.
Sweet.
Also, the Philadelphia Experiment, Wind, Independence Day, Mulholland Falls, Hulk, The Core, and Fallout have also featured the Wendover airfield over the years.
Awesome. Oh, that's right. Here we are in the Wendover Air Force Base event hall. We got the little boy atomic bomb. Like I said, in a roundabout way, we're sticking with nuclear past. This is quite a bit like the bombs that were developed for Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And this here is the officers' hall, event hall. pause here and let you guys be able to read these. And right there is the project that links this straight to our nuclear past. And this site is famous for a bunch of movies, one of which being Con Air was filmed here. And they do have an airplane on field, a C-129. That is similar to the one in Con Air. Right there is the Fat Boy. That's the one that was used on Nagasaki. The airplane that was used here and also trained out in the desert, which I'll catch some pictures of, some video of later, is the desert that the world famous Enola airplane with the 509th trained on dropping the atomic bomb. But this is the officer's event hall. There is an upstairs, which we'll go up here in a minute. Period officer's uniform. And here's a diagram of what Wendover Air Force Base would have looked like. Some of the planes that would have been here. Here's a replica of the Enola Gay. The airplane involved with the atomic bombings. Please feel free to pause the video and take a look around or read all these little signs and stuff. So what do you say we go up onto the loft? See what we got up there. Whole lot of history right here in this building. Hey, how are you?
Do whatever you want to do.
You kind of startled me there for a second. I didn't realize there was someone up here. uniforms from back in the day. Now, supposedly, out here somewhere is still the bomb loading pits. But I'm sure that is the guided tour, which we're not going to do, just because everything we really want to get to for this video is actually covered by the $10 admission. Later on, we'll be going over here and looking at the barracks. We can't get into them, but we can at least show it from afar. Another replica of the Enola guy.
Oh, this is cool. Look at this.
Here's the bomb she would have carried. Oh, there's a little gift shop.
Yeah, Enola gave pin.
I really should, just for...
$4.
And now we go into the mess hall. A little bit later, we're going to go to Hangar 805, which is where the 509th operated out of. We'll do a little bit of history. But for now, we're just going to enjoy all this history right here. So this right here is where all the officers would have eaten. And here, it's going to be hard to get, but here's a diorama of the Wendover Air Force Base. Right now, I would say we are I think right about there. Either there or right there. No, it's right here that we're at, because right there is the tower, which you can see right there. So 805 would have been way over here, where the Enola crew operated out of. Speaking of the Enola crew, right there they are. There's one of the bomb loading pits that are out on the tarmac. Here's some more of the military base artifacts. Big old round. This museum is very heavy on the Enola Gay history, as it's one of the more famous planes that were here. We got some old photos from here on the base. Like I said, we're currently inside the officers' lounge or officers' hall. Reportedly, there were 3 different enlisted halls where the enlisted could go and relax and rest. Some of them, I guess, have been relocated, while others fell apart. And again, major officers of the Enola Gay. The winter flying gear. Huh. I guess these are the flight crew's oxygen tanks. Plane crash memorabilia. Oh. Now this is some armament. We got some more photos from the base. And the different planes and crews that ran the planes. Okay, so here we are in the Wendover Air Force Base gift shop. We're going to do something a little special for Dad. This wonderful young lady here, what was your name? Lizette. She is going to get me that print right there. And this patch, which was from the Enola crew. And she has agreed to do so on camera, so I can actually, when I get to Wisconsin, give that to him along with the video.
I'll get that.
Okay. I don't think my employee kickback card's going to work.
No, you can. Alright, so your total comes to $12.
Okay. Imagine what happens when you actually have money in the right places. Alrighty, Pops. There you go. Okay, so we did find out this World War II tower, the operations center, and the Conair airplane is all part of the $10 admission. So we are going to start by climbing a tower. Just to give an idea how tall it is, Steven's going to go over and stand by it. And we're going to go all the way up there. Hey, fart sniffer.
I would have caught it. I'm getting good at that.
You want to go first or my fat ass?
Either way, but
I suppose I'll go first.
hey guys, you probably don't know this about me yet, but I hate stairs. And we're going all the way up there.
Two little burbers. Now you're probably going to start hearing me huff and puff here before too much longer. You would think with how much I hike and how many times I do this, I'd be a little more in shape. Oh, you're going to love this one, Steven.
skipped leg day.
I know, right? This one is
Oh,
steep.
it is steep, dude. Ugh. Coming down these is not going to be fun.
I almost just want to roll down them.
Alright, so any of you guys afraid of heights, don't look down.
Here's the Air Force Base. Taxiing area. Way off in the distance. I don't think it's the actual Enola Gay. It does look quite similar to her. Then we got the Conair airplane from the movie Conair. Well, a similar one anyways. Out here in the Utah desert is where many different air crews tested for dropping bombs and other air maneuvers, including the Enola Gay, who trained out here for dropping
Alright, so here's
the historic
inside of the control tower.
Fat Man and Little Boy,
At least this inside is
or
what
Fat
it
Boy
is,
and Little Man atomic bombs.
because this door here is locked.
Beautiful look over Wendell,
Here's the area.
or not Wendell, Wendover. Are we able to get in?
Nope. All locked up.
And all of it would have been overseen by military personnel right in this tower. I know reflections are totally killing stuff, but and here would be the view from the lookout tower. I'm not ready for it, but I guess we go back down and go into the operations center.
I'll take a picture of this just for how steep these fuckers are.
And here we are in the operations hall.
These are all the decals, different planes.
That we're stationed here. Right there is the most famous one.
That's a cool piece. All the troops. This piece. This is a cool piece.
Oh,
This is a World War II officer's sword.
Did you see the name on this plane?
Yeah, the pennies. Survival machete. And rescue axe.
You go that way, I'll go this way. How's that sound?
Entertainment for the troops. This is what they have to do with it. Investment. It'll be 12.
Thank you. You're welcome.
You too. Oh, you want to go out?
Oh, the towel is we get
Emergency
on the
weather. Morse code trainer. Medkit.
According to the sign, this up here would be the pilot's lounge. And that is definitely what it looks like. Pilots could come up here and rest and relax and probably play games on our table. Got a pull down screen over there, so there's probably a projector in here. Old Civil War era rocking chair. World War II bottled water. All of these artifacts would have been used every day here on this base. And this looks like it would have been a planning room. This newspaper clipping right here, directly related to this base. Female uniform. Oh, now that's an old TV.
Just for reference. 6'1".
And that's a big old ordnance. Can you imagine if our female military had to wear this nowadays?
Being in the trenches would suck.
Yeah.
They have this
Okay,
thing
now we go from
in an old car.
war history
Here's the old runway.
to movie memorabilia.
This was built in the early 40s,
This here
but this is cool. Check
is a
this out.
plane exactly like the one that was used in the movie Con Air, which was also filmed here at Wendover Air Force Base, starring Nicolas Cage. And we get to go in. But before we do that, we're going to go over here and check out this old military car.
Alright, so now I get to go in the plane and check it out. But fun fact about it, if you didn't read that, this is the plane that was used in the film Con Air starring Nicolas Cage. And it was a favorite of mine as an early adolescence teenager. And let's go check it out.
She's definitely a big bird. Tell you what. Well, what do you say we get all up in this movie prop? Oh. This is where they'd have driven the vehicles and stuff up onto. And cargo. And here we are in what's left of the cockpit. All the propeller controls and flaps controls. And let's have a seat in this makeshift pilot seat and have a look out at the runway. This right here would have been the view the pilots had. And then back in the movie Con Air, this whole area here would have been filled with prisoner seats. And if I remember right, from the movie, I think Nicholas's seat would have been right about here.
Yeah, and right behind you on the right side of that would have been Steve Buscemi's little cage.
Someone tells me that this plane's not airworthy anymore.
Well, it's also got a flat tire.
Well, that bans it right there. Can't make it off the runway, you can't go nowhere. Huh.
More plugs and D-rings.
That's better than B plugs and C rings.
What does this lever do?
Wrong lever, Kronk!
Why do we even have that lever? Whoa, that was a step down.
Wow. Oh. Okay, and then from outside the plane, this right here is that cargo door that we were just on inside. Couple entrances up into it. This thing is just massive though. Alright, what do you say we head on over
Oh, nice. That's a good one, too.
That's cool. So, Mr. Steven. Hey, where did I go? Why am I not there? There I am. What do you say we head on over to the hangar where the Enola Gay crew was stationed at and operated out of and do a little history lesson?
Sounds good.
Okay. So here we are, still at Wendover Air Force Base. The massive building behind me is Hangar 1831, which is the hangar for the Manhattan Project. Also, where the Enola Gay was stored. And I can't remember the exact name of how they named it, but the battalion, I guess,
905.
509, operated out of this particular hangar here. And I figured this would be the best spot to give you a little bit of history on the actual base. The base, there's a lot to remember, so I brought my phone to do it for me. Okay. In 1940, the U.S. Army was looking for a huge isolated area where bomber crews could train. The desert around Wendover was nearly empty, had excellent flying weather, and offered vast open spaces for bombing ranges. Construction for the base began in 1940, and the first military personnel arrived in 1941. The base eventually controlled more than 1.8 million acres. Yes, that's million acres for training and bomb range. Now, in World War II, a lot of the crews that trained out here trained with B-17s, B-24s, and B-29s. Out there in the desert area, they built up mock cities, industrial targets, and ships for the crews to practice bombing. Now, the biggest claim to fame for this base came late in 1944 when Colonel Raoul Tibbets Jr. selected the base for the secret training for the 509th Composite Group. The specially chosen B-29 unit that would deliver the atomic bombs. The location was isolated. The location was so isolated, it was ideal for keeping the mission a secret. When it was up and running, about 1,500 to 1,700 men trained here without knowing the full purpose of their mission. Only a handful of people understood that they were preparing for the very first use of atomic weapons in history. Now, as far as this hangar goes, the famous B-29 Enola Gay trained and operated from Wendover before deployment to the Pacific. The hangar, which is right behind me, used by the 509 Composite Group, as you can see, still stands today, and is often called the Enola Gay Hangar. Atomic bomb test units also conducted practice drops and weapons testing from this base. So there you have it. Right here is where the first atomic weapons were loaded and ready to go out on the Enola Gay to drop them on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Good thing that